The mission of the Lavender Convention is to transform society's view of the LGBTQ individual's worth through stigma reduction. The Lavender Convention has created an engagement platform that identifies and addresses LGBTQ stigma. TLC envisions a transformation of society's painful LGBTQ narrative. Through our foundational work, discovery, and research, the Lavender Convention envisions a healthy community free of stigma. Our work will be done when LGBTQ people are fully incorporated into our society. Incorporation without limitations. The Lavender Convention has developed 4 essential services called CIs that help local communities take action to reduce stigma. CIs will cool the inflammatory rhetoric used in the LGBTQ culture wars. The first service is opening a conversation about LGBTQ stigma. This will be done through TLC's engagement platform. The second service will be immersion in the subject of stigma through focus groups. The third service will be community building through leadership trainings. Lastly, a robust collection of educational tools will be used to target LGBTQ stigma throughout the United States.
Hi, I'm Emma Salting. I'm a transgender woman. And I'd like to tell you a little story about how I came to the Lavender Convention. As I began my transition many years ago, I was involved in many spiritual situations. But I walked away from most spiritual situations and religious organizations. But when I heard about the Lavender Convention and that it was a spiritual convention, I thought, that might be interesting to see. During my transition, I had pretty much completed my physical transition and my mental transition. But I knew that there was something missing to make me complete. As a transgender person, I have come against quite a bit of discrimination, hate, and so on over the years. But my self-worth was always in question. So when I came to the Lavender Convention, it was really a unique experience. Because as I walked in to the door of the convention, there was a feeling that I had never felt before. There was many different people of many different faiths, but they were all very spiritually motivated to share their experiences and their feelings and so on. And it was just a really complete and wonderful experience. I'm not sure I came up with it, but one of my friends said, I think it was a spiritual happening. And that's what it felt like. There were people there who were searching for spiritual wholeness and wellness, and I saw that in so many of the people. Not only the people that spoke, but the people that were in the audience and in the different groups that I attended. For me, it was a turning point in my spirituality and my wholeness. It was a completeness that I had been searching for and hoping for. So I began a quest to even further experience a more spiritual wholeness and to complete my wellness in my life. It really was the turning point in really feeling my true self. I am thankful that I attended that, and because of it, I decided to get involved with the convention to make that available to other people. I'm looking forward to the next convention, and I hope that it just does for people what it did for me.
I'm really excited and grateful today to have this opportunity to talk with you about the Lavender Convention. The Lavender Convention is both an engagement platform and it is a delivery system for us to present services on LGBTQ stigma reduction. I wanted to start talking with you today about the convention you will attend in your local community. The structure of the convention is very simple and very impactful. It will start with a call to mindfulness, an appeal to our higher selves to discuss this very important subject of stigma reduction. As noted in the beginning of this video, we noted that we will be delivering 4 services as the Lavender Convention. The first service is beginning the conversation. This will begin with the introduction of a keynote speaker familiar with the process of stigma and experiences to share regarding their challenges. At the conclusion of the keynote speaker's presentation, we will adjourn for lunch. That lunch will be a boxed luncheon provided by the Lavender Convention so that we may continue the keynote speaker's conversation. The Lavender Convention will reconvene after lunch for its afternoon session. This section of the convention will be comprised of a Q&A with the keynote speaker and a community leader panel that will further explore the subject of stigma reduction. The Lavender Convention will close with remarks and a commitment on the part of participants to continue to work on stigma reduction. We started this video talking about CICE and the services that we would be providing at the convention and after the convention. We've covered the structure of the convention and what the convention contents will be. This is the point at which I want us to meet a very important person that works with the Lavender Convention, Felicia Rocha. She is our trainee and our social media director.
So in regards to CICE, when we were talking about the culture wars, I'm going to be talking about immersion. And there's a couple ways that the Lavender Convention likes to do that. One of the things that we do is focus groups. So with these focus groups, we pull directly from the convention. We find participants that are willing to join, and we split them into 3 selective groups. LGBTQ plus community members. We have a focus group specifically for straight allies and one for community leaders. So with that, we are going to dive deeper into the realm of stigma. We want to hear personal accounts. We want to hear upbringing. We want to hear things that have been noticed in the community. This is where we dive deep. This is where we find out more about stigma on a personal level and how it affects individuals. And we hope to use this information to be studied, to partner with research organizations. That way we can get a better understanding and learn how to counteract, how to move forward as an organization and as a community. So with immersion also comes community building. And that's what we specialize in. It's one of the key elements of the Lavender Convention. We can go into a community, we can go into a town, and we're going to sit there and we're going to teach people how to put on the convention. We have trainings produced, we have manuals. We'll get down on the floor and get dirty with people if that's what they need. Whatever it takes to help build that engagement platform so people can learn how to throw their convention, learn how to dig deeper into stigma as a community, and learn how to start those very important conversations that help us move forward and help us dive through stigma.
The Lavender Convention began as a dream, a daydream in my living room of all places. And in the dream, we've continued to dream the services of the Lavender Convention, and I wanted to talk for just a moment about the last service, which is education. One of the central themes of the Lavender Convention is our ability to reach many audiences, many age groups, and to be inclusive. The Lavender Convention dream calls for an outreach across the country. So as Felicia said, we're able to reach into any town in the United States and help them organize a Lavender Convention. The Lavender Convention will use multiple forms of media and platforms to communicate our message. Our message is about the LGBT community, what it's moved through with many years of stigma to bring us to a different place, a place where we envision the LGBTQ community to be a demographic, a different way of thinking about ourselves. We are going to exclude the negativity, the culture wars, and those things that detract and paint a false narrative of who we are. I want to invite you to join us in dreaming of the Lavender Convention that we will all create together. We, of course, need support and the ability to reach out across the country to present a message and a narrative about the demographic nature of the LGBTQ plus community, and to replace the negative storyline that still exists in our society today. We ask that corporations, foundations, and other organizations assist us in fundraising to make the Lavender Convention available to any community that wants to have one. We are a 501c corporation, and we can take tax-deductible contributions from companies, corporations, and you, the individual, who will also assist us in creating this convention. We need, in addition, support in the local communities from which you come in the areas of volunteers and helping us and participate in the formation of the convention. The Lavender Convention has a motto, and that motto is, please come join the choir. We hope that you join us and that you sing loudly.